Hi, my name is Nick and I'm here to show you that buying broken biscuits is a bad decision. Why this means you are ruining your life. Worse, economists are wrong about you, about society, and that this means wrong predictions and policies. These can cause global economic catastrophe. I used to buy broken biscuits regularly as a treat for myself. I was in a job I didn't really like and working for someone who was probably insane. I'd sit there and overeat and not really feel good about myself or my purchase. And that's only part of the problem. Recently in a store, I saw a pack of broken biscuits. I wasn't tempted to buy them anymore, but it got me thinking about a lot of things. And what broken biscuits can teach us about ourselves and the world in general. If you look at the box, you can tell it isn't something that inspires the imagination. The box isn't a triumph of design. It's fairly utilitarian, generic, it looks cheap, it's not attractive. For those with no idea what I'm talking about, broken biscuits are biscuits or cookies, if you're an American or that way out, that have been made, aren't visually perfect enough to sell on their own merits by themselves. They get boxed up, repackaged and sold as not being perfect. You don't know what is in the box when you buy it, you're buying it by weight. If you got them in a branded box, you'd think it had been smashed or kicked about before you received it. I'm going to use a box of these biscuits to show you how buying it is a mistake and also what I actually got for my money. So, what are the bad decisions at play here? 1. Not understanding risk and reward. We're essentially accepting that we're gambling money with the potential risk of buying smashed up, kicked around, broken biscuits that we don't like, versus getting slightly scuffed biscuits that we think are delicious treats. But, personally, if I stop for a second, I would say that if the box were to contain nothing but bourbon biscuits, I would be incredibly happy. This box weighs 1.3 kilos and it cost me £3.75. My favourite bourbon biscuits you can buy without them being smashed cost 22 pence per 100 grams. That works out at £2.86 for the same weight. Hand on heart, I've never had a pack of broken biscuits that had enough biscuits in it I actually liked enough to compare with the similar equivalent weight of bourbons. It's like playing the lottery with only losing tickets. 2. Asymmetrical knowledge. You don't know what's in the box. The manufacturer does and knows that. If they tell you what's in the box, you wouldn't value it as much as you perceive value when you don't know what is in the box. By repackaging it as something new, shiny, different, unknown, they know what we're getting, we don't. Obfuscation like this is what led to the 2007 banking crisis. The broken biscuits represent CDOs of collateralized debt. 3. Incorrect valuation and not assigning the correct value to utility. By breaking down the biscuits in the box, we can see that they're not actually cheap, and that's before we discount them for them having physical damage. 4. Poor impulse control. When do you actually need 1.3 kilos, 3 pounds of biscuits? These problems means we're making poor financial decisions and buying the wrong things, not understanding what we're buying. It's problematic for our lives. We're buying the wrong things. We want the wrong things. We don't understand the benefits that we're getting from these things or from a course of action. We don't know what utility we get from things. We're assessing risk and benefit incorrectly, and it gets worse. Economists misunderstand this about us. Economists assume that we make perfectly informed decisions dispassionately, that we correctly assess utility in our purchases, and that we always buy the perfect thing. This is, of course, completely wrong. But this is what they base what they tell governments on and what governments create policies using. And I'm going to open this box of biscuits to show you why this is all wrong. Weighing out the bourbon biscuits, my favourite biscuits, and checking the prices at Tesco, where I get mine from usually, I have 59 grams worth, about 12.96 pence. That would be if they're perfect. They're not. Again, using Tesco, my 29 grams of Garibaldi biscuits would be 19.58 pence if they were unbroken, but they're broken. I also had 63 grams of rich tea biscuits at 20.15 pence. To me, this seems expensive. I don't like them. They don't have that value. There were 145 grams of custard creams at 23.56 pence. The nice biscuits, I don't feel cheated. But there's relatively cheap biscuits. The saving is minimal. The chocolate and caramel biscuits I struggled to find an analogue for, but the 111 grams I think were worth about 43.85 pence. Doesn't seem bad value. The Viennese chocolate creams weighed in at 331 grams and £2.75.83 pence. They were one of two lots of biscuits where I had to use the brand to get the price, so the potential discount and difference because the debranded is largest. Similar to this, I had to use chocolate covered hobnobs as a brand. Ended up looking for the price in one of the more expensive supermarkets in Waitrose. There was 208 grams for 99.24 pence. I hate these biscuits. I'd never buy them out of choice. That works out at about 940 grams of biscuits. For the remainder, I use Rich Tea finger biscuits as my basis, as the largest identifiable pieces in the crumbs that are left. That was about 355 grams for 99.4 pence. More expensive than the bourbons, and it's crumbs and broken pieces, useless as biscuits. This comes to about £5.95 pence, assuming the biscuits were perfect. They were in perfect condition, they were in perfect packaging, they had the status and esteem and goodwill and prestige that's associated with them being branded. For me, in terms of what I would personally pay for, excluding the biscuits I don't like, that's about £3.76 in value, assuming they were perfect. As soon as you know that they're debranded, they look like they've been attacked by a hammer, kicked around, the packaging isn't very nice, it's worth considerably less to me than the equivalent weight in bourbon biscuits. That's not unusual when it comes to broken biscuits. It shows how I repeatedly mistook perceived value for utility. There's got to be other people doing the same. These people, myself, we didn't appreciate that you're making a bad financial decision, repeatedly doing it. I repeatedly bought the biscuits, making a series of bad decisions, left me less well off, left me dissatisfied, showed I didn't know what I was doing. And this is something a lot of people are guilty of, not just in biscuits, generally in their lives. If you actually take the time to analyse what you're doing, you understand the utility, the function you're getting from what you purchase, from a course of action, it leaves you more satisfied, achieves the correct result, and it means we're not compounding bad decisions with further bad decisions. The economy as a whole, whether it be the country, whether it be globally, will be much stronger as a result.